Hey everybody, so I am about to start a new journal. And I'm the last big journal I did it kind of backwards. I worked on my ephemera first and then built my book around it. And I think that's what I'm going to do with this one. I have a kit that I will be working with. I'm working on getting it printed off right now. And so you won't see it in this video, but I'll introduce it in the next video. And I'll say I'm introducing it because I'm partnering with an Etsy shop. And so there'll be a discount and all that for their shop. And so, yeah, all that to be said, I've been going through my scraps of stuff this morning. There's a whole bunch of stuff. And I thought I would just start with making ephemera, making journal cards, making tags, things like that, out of this random bit of stuff that I have. And if you pay attention, you'll kind of get a feel for what the theme is going to be. So I've gone through my stash of scrap material. So collage artist by heart, but before I started junk journaling, I was doing collage, and I have boxes of sorted things, a box of plants, a box of animals, a box of buildings, a box of people, and just kind of magazine clippings and things like that I've scoured. And so I've gone through all of them, and I'm just kind of seeing what I've got to work with. I just, quickly went through them and pulled out anything that kind of would go with the theme. And so that's kind of what I'm going through, is I'm going to work on making ephemera out of that stack of stuff. And I thought I would jump on here and have you guys join me. I haven't 100% decided. Well, let's see here. I have decided what theme I'm doing, and I am kind of feeling like it's going to be I want to say it's going to be kind of a big journal, mainly just because I've got 1,001 ideas floating around in my brain. And so, who knows? But I just wanted to jump on here and get you guys started on this journey with me. And we'll just see what all ephemera ends up in that journal, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I'm obviously using scraps. This was from I'm not gonna say an old, because it's last year, Yellow Pages book. And it's kind of a harder cardstock. I wasn't thinking I was going to have to back it, but it does have some blah on the backside, so I am going to have to back it. Perfect size for journal cards, so I'm going to make journal cards out of them. And I just realized my washer is going, so apologies for that loud rumbling in the background. So let's see here for the backs of these. I have some scrap. I wonder if I have enough. This is some really thin. I'd be cutting it close. I think we're gonna do it though. some really thin, I think it's like a piece of paper from the back of an old photo frame. You know, they usually cover it in the brown. And this is real thin and fragile, so it's going to have to be attached. And I don't want to go real thick with this because my sunflower picture is already, it's out of that thick cardstock. So I wonder if this is going to stick. You know, sometimes you get the old, when you're working with old papers and all that, for some reason, our glue doesn't stick. And I don't know if it's something like a film or a covering that is on the old pages, or just the material it's made from, or what, but sometimes you run into that. Hopefully that's not what this is. Of course, I'll be sewing on my cards and all that good stuff, but yeah, I guess we're gonna tear. I guess we could kind of tear around it, and it would be kind of a torn. I'll give it a little bit of grunge. Yeah, I like that. I'm really much in a mode this year, and I feel like a lot of journalers are. Just a good handful of people that I watch on YouTube. I'm really in the mode of using up my stuff, using what I have, and just really going through my stash of stuff. And uh-oh, we just totally tore that. That was not a good idea. Yeah, we'll have to fix that one. Ay. I'm recovering from a head cold. So I've got a little bit of the cough still going on. So my apologies for that. Now I gotta decide if I want to. I'm gonna try to cut this just a little bit to kind of, we'll see what that looks like. It covers up the back of it and kind of gives it some oddness in the front of it. Do the same with this guy over here. Again, I don't know what all of this stuff is going to be used in this journal, but I feel like I need something to cover up that front of that yellow. So we'll have to kind of play around with that thought. We'll see what I've got, if I've got anything else going on in here. Some of these are just little snippets that I want to back and have as little journal cards. Let's get this off. If we can do this. Last year in October, or before, I guess it was in October, I worked with Bontic Vintage Designs on Etsy, and excuse me, used one of his kits and made a little Halloween journal. And he's reached out to me again and wants to, he offered to do a little collaboration again. So he sent me some of his kits, and one of them is French Farm, and so that's kind of what I'm going with. But I don't want to do the book just of his stuff. I want to, his kit will be the main theme, but I want to have, other stuff in it, if that makes sense. Kind of like my bookish theme journal. I had a lot of scraps. It was, to me, that's a bit of a true junk journal, because I'm using a bunch of magazine cutouts and book cutouts and things like that. So let's set that aside and let that dry for a minute, and we'll just keep kind of going. I'm going to use this blueberries. Make sure there's nothing going on in the blueberries. And I want to I'm kind of feeling like I want to do I can do a folded, let's give me a straight line here. Like a little folded journal card. So I've been a little MIA on YouTube lately, and mainly because I've had a cold, and so it's been kind of hard for me to talk and without hacking and coughing on all y'all. And so I've been a little busy with that. I just finished up 2 little bitty, I say little bitty, they're real simple journals, dog themed journals. I've posted those. Those were kind of a custom order. A lady wanted a dog journal. Didn't have any specifics, but said she wanted, not a lot of bells and whistles, but she did want the dog theme. So that's what I've been working on with that. Got those both out of the way, and I was, for some crazy reason, just really itching to get started on this journal. I don't know why. I'm just kind of want to get started on it. Simple enough. I probably should trim it down to where it's even. Let's see here. Let me get out my... Trim it up where it's nice and even. I think by creating a journal like I did the book journal, by working on ephemera first, it kind of works twofold. It didn't really work out for the book journal, but I am making ephemera, and then I'll work it into my journal. And if it doesn't work into my journal anywhere, then I will have ephemera stash, you know, to add to my stash. So, okay, back to this. I'm just gonna cut this. Like I said, my theme is going to be French farm. So if you're watching this and there's something that doesn't really speak French farm to you, let me know in the comments. I just kind of have this envision in my brain, and you know how that goes. You have a picture in your brain of what you want it to look like. Kind of did that with my book theme journal. That is totally not straight. Yeah, I kind of did that with my book journal, as far as I had an idea and I've been playing around with my idea, and it did not turn out how I had expected it to. It did not turn out how I saw it in my head. But I'm pleased with it. I like how it turned out, even though it doesn't match what was in my brain. I'm okay with that. Yeah, that's a little better. It's rainy today. Not much going on. It's a Saturday. Oh, this might not work. Oh, yep, it did work. Huh. Wonder who got the... No? Okay. Rainy today. Not much going on. Tomorrow's supposed to be nice and sunny, but I still plan to be right here. Not planning on going anywhere. I'm just kind of... This I actually think I can use as a page in the book. Since it's got images on both sides, we just need to trim it up along the edge. There's a glare, it's a shiny magazine page. It will be a thin page in the book. But I can utilize both sides of it, I think. I think that's what we're going to plan to do with that. Yep. Let's put that aside in a different box. And this guy, I'm going to do this. I want to do, let's see. Yep. I'm going to go ahead and glue him to the back of this. sewing around it, of course, but okay. Trim him up. Actually, let's trim this side first. I have a stack of this scrap of paper. It's like yarn looking, weave looking stuff, and I don't particularly like it. But I think it's gonna go pretty well for this journal. And of course, we'll sew all that. Got a little tuck spot there. Yep. Set that aside. Yeah, I don't particularly like it, but I have a good stash of it. So I think a lot of the pages are gonna have this in it. I think it's gonna work well with the French farm theme. I have this huge page. I think I might do the same to it. I love the little geese there. Just to make a page out of it. It'll be a short page, but a page nonetheless. Where did my scissors go? Get this edge kind of cleaned up. So with this book, I don't know how big it's going to be. I haven't picked out a cover or a book that I'm going to use or anything like that. So I'm just kind of really, I don't know how big to cut this is what I'm saying. So I will probably, where did my glue stick go now? I'm losing everything today. I'll probably just go up a good ways. And chop some of it off. I'll just chop a big chunk of it off now, and then once I get into the journal, I'll have a better idea of how tall it needs to be. Guess I'll start a stack of these little stash pieces. Clean this edge up here. I'm not going to fold this in half even because I want to get all of the geese in there. So I'm going to fold it almost to his nose. This paper, this geese photo, is real thick. So we have that ready for however it can be used in the book. Carrying on, carrying on, carrying on. Let's see here. These little chickies, I'm probably going to do the same thing with. I think I have somewhere else. I think there's another piece to this image. Don't know where it's at, so maybe I should just set that aside for a minute. And decide what I'm gonna do with that. I'll just tuck that in my scrap box. Okay. I have a handful of cards. We can chop up. Clean up. These are just like general greeting cards. So they're already nice and thick. Just need to trim them up, clean them up. And we'll set that in our quote-unquote done pile. I might add a little floof to them when I sew them. I just kind of wanted to show you guys that that you can just use, that's crooked. You can use just your general stuff to create ephemera. It still feels like it's crooked. Why does it feel like it's crooked, and why am I stressing about it so much? And again, if these don't end up in the journal, then they'll end up in my ephemera stash. Never hurts to build your ephemera stash. I did go through my ephemera stash, and really, surprisingly, there's nothing that speaks to this journal. So, I don't recall. Maybe one or two tags, but this is the cover of a sympathy book, a sympathy card. I'm going to trim up the edges, and I'm going to cut off the sympathy part. because it's got an embossed bird and flowers and all that on it that I think will be kind of cool to make a tuck spot or pocket out of. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a embossed flowers and bird. So we are going to capture the bird, some of the flowers. It's kind of big, but again, I have no idea how big this journal is going to be. But I can sew around this and create a nice little tuck spot, embossed. Carry it on, carry it on, carry it on. I like this little bird here. I mean, I like this guy too. He's a Canada warbler. Totally chopped that up without looking at it. That's okay. This is the one I wanted, so. I don't know why. I just liked it for this journal. French Farm is what I'm working on. My next video, when I really get started on this journal, this kit, I'll show you guys obviously I'll show you the kit that I'm using. Excuse me. In the meantime, if you want a little sneak peek, you can go to, on Etsy, it's Bontic Vintage Designs. And he's got a lot of new spring stuff going on. And I don't know if the French Farm was one of his new ones or not, but that's the one I liked. I was like, oh, I want to work with that one. So I'm going to leave this alone. I'm not going to back it because I'm feeling like it needs to be on the side of a page. But it would be a neat little tuck spot. I'm going to leave it alone though. It's clean and ready to go for whatever I need it to be. I guess I'll cut this little guy out. Go ahead and back him and make a little journal card out of him. Can do that. I don't think he'll go in the French Farm because it says Canada on it, but we can go ahead and put him together as a journal card. Because he's cute. I think I might even actually leave that bird tails. So I'm going to set him aside for future usage. Here is another card. This is another thick book page, la-di-da-di-da. Now that I think about this, I don't know that I want to use the daffodil one, so I'll set that aside. I don't know if I want to use that one. This is another front of a card. I think I'm just going to kind of trim. And actually, now that I'm cutting this, I wonder if I can get... Let's just chop it up, see what happens. We can do a lower and an upper tuck spot out of these. So I'll set those aside. You guys are probably like, you're not doing anything, Michelle. I've got these little scrapbook scraps that I think match nicely. Tuck them aside. What else do we have in our stash here? I have this card. And it folds out. So I'm just kind of trying to decide It's blank on the back here. Might just hold off on this until I figure out where it's going to go, because I'd like to have it down and like fold out. I'd like to keep that intact somehow. I don't know yet. What else do we have? Point out some things. This is some grass paper that could easily just be a page in the book. This I thought was hilarious. Okay. These can be 2 journal cards. Looks like a French farmhouse, yes. I think so. I think so, I think so, I think so. So next time you see all these pieces, they'll be sewn and ready to go. I just don't sew on camera because my sewing machine's a little loud. And I'm sure it's like fussy cutting. You don't want to watch somebody just sit and sew. So, I've got a whole stash of scrap book pages, envelopes, things like that I'm using as my backing page. Which are a little thinner than, I usually use like just your general folder, manila folder. But stuff's a little thinner, so I'm going to cut this appropriately. Line this up nice and even. What's a farm without a bull? I just thought he was cute. So I thought he could be invited to hang out on the farm with us. So what are you guys working on? I've noticed I've got a handful of new subscribers. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm glad to have you. I'm just here to do my thing. I'm not trying to reach a certain number of subscribers. I'm not trying to make money off of YouTube. I'm just kind of here doing my thing. And so I appreciate you hanging out with me. I watch a handful of people on YouTube. I follow a good handful of people that I watch daily. It's kind of part of my routine. Sometimes it's a bedtime routine. I'll pile up in bed and turn on my YouTube and flip through my favorites. Sometimes it's a lunch break thing. Sometimes it's a just during the day hanging out kind of thing. But I tend to have a handful that I really follow and watch all their videos, and and sometimes I watch them all, or sometimes they're busy doing other things and not posting, and so I'm like, okay, who can I watch now? And so I get browsing around in my people that have subscribed to me, and so I might fall down one of your rabbit holes, and I'm always open to watch new people do new things, but I have to be careful with it, because then it's like, I want to do that. I want to dye this paper, or I want to, make this little project. Or my friend Laura at Half-Ass Crafter, she's been doing a bunch of fun little projects, and it's like, I really want to do those things. Those look so fun. But I have not, because I'm trying to work on some journals. So this is a photograph of a pigeon. He could probably be backed for a journal card, as well as these mushrooms. And I guess this stuff here, it's light enough you could write on it, I'm sure. So we could back these guys on this. I guess, again, using my stash. Using it up. I don't know if this photograph is going to cooperate with the glue stick. We'll see. Because, the photograph's got this, like, slicky material on the back side, so we'll see. We'll see what becomes. Yeah, you can write on that. It's light enough, I think. I think that'll work. And this one I'm going to cut with the ruler because I think it's a little off. I think we're a little off. Come on. Line her up. Line her up. I got new internet at my house. I got fiber now. So I'm hoping, according to the guy who sold it to me, I'm hoping it will allow me to upload my videos faster. And if that's the case, that's a good thing. I'm thinking of this journal. I'm planning to do a cover to cover with it, as far as a video to show you guys cover to cover. And of course, if I do that, it will likely be, the last time I did a cover to cover, it was like 10 or 12 videos. Okay. But, so I got a phone call, and it cuts my video off when I get a phone call. But anyways, what I was saying is I was trying to decide if I wanted to do a cover to cover video with this journal, meaning from start to finish, front cover to back cover, everything I do with it. I did it on my Animalia journal, and I think it was like 10 or 12 videos, so it was kind of intense, but I'm thinking I'm going to do that with this journal. So let me know what you think. If you guys want to see another cover to cover, I am a little bit more, I don't want to say experienced, but I am a little bit further down the line than when I did my Animalia journal. So it may not be as long, but anyways, I'm thinking back and forth thinking about it. So anywho, I'll close this up for now, and I'll be back soon enough. And thanks for joining me as I kind of faff around, piecing together this new journal that I'm going to work on. And we'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.